It was a cooler start to the week compared to how we ended last week, but the heat will be back. Let's check in with meteorologist Alex O'Brien for a look at current conditions. Alex, I went on a walk today. It was so beautiful outside.
Yeah, it's been really nice today, especially after we had a stormy weekend and temperatures started to cool down. Check out our radar estimated rain over the past 3 days. We definitely had a couple spots where we had intense thunderstorms, which also brought plenty of rainfall, especially between eastern El Paso County through Elbert, Lincoln County. We had 3 to 4 inch hailstones in this region on Saturday. I'll show you those photos coming up. But this afternoon, we just have a few limited thunderstorms across our area, mostly centered around Los Animas County, some storms just west of Kim. Plus, we have a shower just east of Eads right now. Most activity today is only going to supply moderate to heavy rain and maybe some tiny hailstones. Otherwise, it's just quite pleasant. We're in the 70s and 80s, and we're seeing temperatures about 5 to 10 degrees below average this afternoon. And that will also result in a pretty cool night. Our overnight temperatures also below average to the low to mid 50s. But that doesn't last long. A seasonable day tomorrow, and then the heat returns. I'll talk about this weather pattern change in more details coming up.
Alex, thank you. The Colorado Springs. Let's get to those with meteorologist Alex O'Brien.
Well, the first change is we have much less thunderstorm activity today. As you can see from radar, only a couple storms across our area, mostly towards Los Animas and Baca County, and that's where we do have one stronger storm this afternoon. So between Kim and Pritchett, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in place. That's where we have this hail core here, but it seems to be weakening. You could see up to 1-inch hailstones and 60-mile-per-hour wind from this storm. It's a very small, isolated storm. Most of us have been dry and quite comfortable today. Our temperatures ended up being well below average to a high of 79 in the Springs. Typically we're at 84. 86 was our high in Pueblo today, and typically we're at 91. So what a great start to the week. Although as we head into the later part of the week, our temperatures will be climbing well above average. So enjoy this evening. It's quite comfortable, 70s and 80s right now. Overnight we will still stay below average to the low to mid 50s. And after that, temperatures are climbing. I'll show you what is making the temperatures spike and what we're going to see in terms of rain for the rest of the week coming up.
Alex, thank you. A wildfire.
And now, your First Alert 5 weather.
So we had a lot of thunderstorm activity in the plains and for portions of I-25 over the weekend. And today the storms are much more sparse. Now, we don't really have much activity for I-25, just a few stray showers in the Trinidad region. We do have this one stronger storm that's east of Kim. That warning will expire here in just a few seconds, but there's still a couple of thunderstorms into the southeastern corner of the state this afternoon. For the most part, these are going to provide heavy rain, some lightning, and small hail. I'll let you know if we get another warning from that secondary storm that's forming just to the north. But otherwise, it's a really nice afternoon. 77 in Colorado Springs right now. We were about 5 degrees below average today. It was pleasant, and we've got a few clouds, but a lot of sunshine is poking through. Looks like a great evening for a walk at the Riverwalk in Pueblo. It's 84 degrees right now. A little bit of a breeze out of the east-southeast at about 14 miles per hour. So today it's going to be the coolest day of the week. So I would highly recommend you get outside for a walk this evening. Right now we're in the 70s and 80s. Eventually tonight we'll get pretty chilly. We'll be about 5 degrees below average overnight, with 40s in the mountains and 50s here in the plains. So Tuesday starts off on a cooler note, but then we start to see those temperatures climbing. We'll be closer to normal highs on Tuesday afternoon with 70s and 80s across our area. Mostly sunny conditions, maybe just a slight chance of a shower up into the mountains. For the most part, the plains will be dry on Tuesday, nice and sunny. Just a few spotty showers forming over the mountain tops and moving through the mountain valleys. But I-25, if any storms make it there tomorrow, they're going to dissipate pretty quickly. Overall, we are starting to lose our moisture, and we're starting to heat up as well. So then by Wednesday, it's getting a little bit more uncomfortable, and we're rising above average with 80s and 90s on the board Wednesday afternoon with lots of sunshine. So what's happening? Well, we've got high pressure that'll move right back over Colorado in the next couple of days. That allows our temperatures to rise, but then it'll eventually move out to our east and start to influence us less by the weekend. Something else this high pressure is going to do as it starts to translate over Colorado is eventually, when it's just to our east, we're going to see that pull in of monsoon moisture back to the state. So we'll start to see an increase in thunderstorm potential initially for the mountains by about midweek, and then eventually towards eastern Colorado as that high continues to move east. We'll see those storm chances for us return by the weekend. But as that ridge is right over our state, we're going to get pretty toasty. So Thursday, Friday, we're close to records those days. The record stands at 96 Thursday. My forecast is 93. It stands at 93 for Friday. My forecast is 91. So within a couple degrees of those record highs. And then we'll be a little cooler this weekend with those afternoon thunderstorm chances. It'll be typical timing, mid to late afternoon. That's also the chance for Sunday as well. In Pueblo, upper 80s for you tomorrow. Enjoy it. After that, we're pretty toasty, up to 100 on Thursday. That would be close to the record, which stands at 102. And then cooling back to the mid 90s this weekend with thunderstorm chances. In Canyon City, you're also in the 80s for one more day, and then 90s from Wednesday onward. Thunderstorm chances come in as soon as Friday. And thunderstorm chances return for Woodland Park and our mountain zones a bit earlier in the week with 70s tomorrow and then 80s Wednesday through Friday. And we're staying stormy over the weekend.
Tuesdays are my
Time for a check of the weather. It's been a pleasant day across southern Colorado. Let's bring in meteorologist Alex O'Brien with her forecast. Alex.
Well, hey, Diane, it's been a drier day compared to this weekend. Check out our radar estimated rainfall amounts over the past 3 days. So we had two bullseyes of severe weather and rainfall, kind of between Highway 50 and I-70, as well as in Los Animas County. We had large hail in especially Elbert and Lincoln County this weekend. So I'm happy to say our severe weather threat is a lot lower, although most of us are dry today. There's still a couple of thunderstorms into the southeastern corner of the state, one storm just south of Burlington. And we did have that severe thunderstorm warning at the top of the hour, but now that has expired. Still going to be watching this storm north of Kim for some potential small pea-sized hailstones. Across the region right now, it's comfortable 70s and 80s. We've been below average today. We'll continue that trend tonight, staying about 5 degrees below normal in the overnight hours, dropping to the low to mid 50s. So a nice crisp start to the day tomorrow, and then tomorrow afternoon we're seeing temperatures climb back closer to normal, and then we're surpassing normal temperatures by the mid to late part of the week. I'll show you just how hot we get coming up.
Alex, thank you. A wildfire burning in Rio Blanco County is now the 5th largest in our state history.
And now, your First Alert 5 weather.
Well, Monday was pleasant weather-wise. We had a high of 79 in Colorado Springs. That's below our average of 84. And our morning was pretty cool as well, down to 53, and our average is 58. Pueblo, we had a similar day, below average with a high of 86 and a morning low of 60. No rain at either airport, and in fact, most of us stayed dry today. We've had just a few scattered thunderstorms into the eastern plains and towards the Trinidad area. Otherwise, it's just partly cloudy in Colorado Springs right now, 77 degrees. So slowly but surely starting to cool down. But it's going to take some time for us to become chilly tonight. So I would highly recommend a nice walk outside at the Riverwalk in Pueblo. Looks really nice, especially in the shade. It's 84 degrees right now at the airport. A bit of a breeze right now out of the east-southeast at about 14 miles per hour. So across the region, can't complain about 70s and 80s. Pretty comfortable for this time of year. Once again, overnight, we'll drop below average, 40s and 50s across our area. Our morning lows about 5 degrees below normal. But then tomorrow, we're starting a warming trend that's just only going to continue through the end of the week. Highs will be to the 70s and 80s, but we'll be closer to average with 83 in the Springs, 88 in Pueblo. On Tuesday, we're going to be mostly sunny and dry. There's just a small chance of some afternoon storms up on our mountain tops. And once those develop, they could drift into our mountain valleys. But any showers that make it towards I-25 will very quickly dissipate if they even do make it there. Otherwise, the plains going to be nice and sunny and dry tomorrow, and another nice day overall. We're starting to get a little bit more uncomfortable by Wednesday with 80s and 90s for our region. Not really tracking those 70s anymore, still staying out of the triple digits for now, but we're starting this warm up, and that's because high pressure is going to move right back over Colorado and the central U.S. in the next couple of days. And that just puts us under that heat dome for a couple of days. It's going to start to move east of us by this weekend, which will ease up our temperatures a bit. Plus, it's going to pull in some moisture. So watch our future water vapor. As the high moves over Colorado, we're pretty dry. But then that clockwise motion around the high, once it's to the east of us, will pull in that monsoon moisture. That gives us better storm chances starting midweek in the mountains and then eventually towards the eastern plains by this weekend. So you'll notice that change here on the Super 7-day forecast. The hottest days will be Wednesday through Friday in the low 90s here in the Springs. We're close to records within 2 or 3 degrees of them on Thursday and Friday. And then this weekend is when temperatures ease up a bit and thunderstorm chances increase. It will be very typical timing, mid to late afternoon. You could have a quick thunderstorm move through your area where you might have to run inside. Right now, the severe weather threat looks fairly low, so I have us at a storm impact 2 out of 5, meaning you might have to have an alternate plan if the thunderstorms move through your area in the afternoon, but it shouldn't impact your plans all day long. In Pueblo, your hottest day looks to be Thursday this week, 100 degrees, close to the record of 102. Canyon City, 80s for one more day. Enjoy it while it lasts because the 90s are here to stay after that. Isolated thunderstorm chances return as soon as Friday, and for Woodland Park, your storm chances return a little earlier. Maybe a few spotty showers Tuesday, Wednesday, but better chance of storms starting Thursday.
Alex, thank you.